out there to you. In this video, let's go over some labor force and unemployment statistics. So what we have in this problem, we have some information we need to fill in. On the bottom, it's already filled in, but the yellow squares are what needed to be filled in. So on this first country, we've got working age population, labor force, and then employed and unemployed. So if you want the labor force, you just need to add the employed plus the unemployed. So that is the folks looking for work plus the people who already found work. So we're going to add those together. That's where we got the 75. The unemployment rate is the unemployed part of the labor force divided by the labor force. Write that, the unemployed part of the labor force divided by the labor force, and then the labor force participation rate. Let me write it right here so it's a little bigger. Labor force divided by the working population. Okay, usually defined as 16 and older and non-institutionalized. So that first row, you can fill it all in, get those answers kicked out. Okay, second one, if we know the labor force participation rate, it's a P. Get rid of both of those. Participation rate. If we already know that, then this number, you just plug that in there, and we already know the labor force, which is this 34 here. We don't know the working age population. Rearrange it, and you'll just algebraically solve for it, and you can get that there. The employed here, you take the labor force, subtract the people who are unemployed. That's where we got the 27 right there. The unemployment rate is 7 over 34. That's the unemployed in the labor force divided by the labor force. And then we already have that. Okay, now this last one here. So 6.38% of the labor force is unemployed. So just multiply 6.38%, which would be 0.0638 times the labor force. That gives you that number. It's just under 3. And then whatever, so those guys are the unemployed, and then subtract those guys from the labor force, and then just take the labor force divided by the working age population, and that gives you, looks like I forgot to turn that into a percent. So this right here is actually 61%. So you can have Excel do all that. Okay, which of the, so these are like true or false. The following reasons might country have a higher unemployment rate. Generous unemployment benefits. It is a decreasing incentive to work, so that's possible. Many firms in the country have elected to pay efficiency wages. Efficiency wages, kind of depends on how you think about it. Efficiency wages can cause some unemployment because the worker or the firms get a little choosier. Might want to check with specifics on the textbook, but efficiency wages mean I'm going to pay higher than what the going rate is. So I would say probably. There could lower, no, that's not true. Cyclical unemployment happens when we're in a recession. A lower natural rate of unemployment, no. The natural rate, by the way, is when you have no cyclical unemployment. More liberalized labor market, lower frictional unemployment means people are finding jobs and being matched up with potential employers faster, so that's not true. So higher union activity can be true. It usually is. It goes along with the efficiency wages. Country could be in a recession, have higher cyclical unemployment. That's absolutely true. Higher and binding minimum wages. So if the minimum wage is so high that it boxes out certain types of workers, out of the labor force, you'll have a higher unemployment rate. That's how to think about unemployment rate and labor force participation rate.